Good evening and welcome to the very first The Magpies broadcast with me and my co-host, Sav. How are you,
Did
Sav?
you call me your co-horse?
Co-host, man.
Oh, I thought you called me a horse. I was going to say, that's so mean. I'm all right.
As if I were there with your fans. your fans would lynch me.
I'll let you get away with it then. I obviously heard wrong.
It's the accent.
Yeah, it must be.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Not bad. Not bad. Looking forward to the match-ish.
Well, yeah.
Did you see the lineup?
I have. I'm just rereading it because, I've just had a real manic hour. So, yeah, I'm quite glad that Manquillo and obviously Dummett are in for Lewis
definitely.
and Croft.
Buzzing that Miggy's back, man.
Yeah, I just hope it's not too early, that he's been rushed back. That's the only thing that slightly concerns me. I know we're in dire need, but I wouldn't want him to get more injured.
Definitely not, but with the international break, I'm quite willing to take that risk.
Yeah, you don't care?
Considering he's our best player, and to be honest, I don't care if he plays for Paraguay or not.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be at the minute anyway. Evening, Sam. Just seen you pop up there.
Yeah, it's Sam who's forcing me to drink.
Prove it.
I've got it.
We need proof.
Hold on. I have got it. I've poured it.
Chin. But no, I'm definitely glad to see Miggy back in. I think for me, he's by far our best player on the pitch, week in, week out. I think it's a strong team. I think, obviously, with Wilson missing and Maxi missing, I think that's the strongest we can put out. So, I'm excited.
Could have been a lot worse.
Definitely. My little girl just popped up.
I'm surprised it's not a lot worse, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Mr. Bruce in charge.
Mm.
That's my little girl saying hello. Hello, Ellie.
No.
And with Bruce in charge, it's more than we could expect, and I'm fully expecting us to beat them tonight.
You reckon?
I actually do. I've even put my money where my mouth is.
Oh.
I have.
Yeah, but I do anyway. I put a fiver on us every time, but I don't know. I think it's just because it seems like so long ago since we was able to actually celebrate a decent win.
Yeah.
They thrashed us last time we saw them, beginning of the season. So I'm just a little bit dubious to get my hopes up. I just hope that we don't run out of energy after the first sort of 60 minutes and, just run ourselves to the ground and go back to the old formation where we all just sit back.
Definitely. I think the game up here, we just took them for granted. And they started the season really strongly. And I can't remember what the right back's name is. Lampney?
Yeah.
He had the best game he's probably ever had in his life.
Yeah.
But he's not playing tonight.
He ran ASM ragged that match.
Oh, he killed him. ASM gave up in the first 10 minutes of the game. And it gave away the penalty. We were 2-0 down before we'd even blinked. And we were just horrendous. But I think there's been promising signs lately of something special to come. And I think it's going to be tonight. I think we're going to go out and beat them. I'm not going to say smash them. I'd like to smash them. But I don't think we will. But we will win. And I'm throwing it out there. Cards on the table. We're beating Brighton tonight.
And then later you have to go back and delete it.
No. I'll take the criticism if it comes. But right, so who's scoring, Josh? Miggy's going to get one. Lascelles is going to get one. And I think that's it. I think we're going to win 2-0. Personally, what are you saying?
I don't know. It's so hard to think positive when you watch every week in, week out. And we've had some I'm going to say this. I'm sounding like Steve Bruce. We've had some really bad luck in places. And I don't know. I'm going to go for 2-1. I'm going to be positive.
It's tough though, isn't it? It's sort of like you don't want to admit that you might win. You don't want to have that false hope.
No, it's difficult because I can't remember the last time we comfortably won and you actually sat and enjoyed the game. Do you know, it's
it hasn't happened for a while.
If we've won, we've really scraped it, and we've had to sit for the last 10 minutes with like your heart in your mouth, just worrying that they're going to get one.
Yeah.
Back, and it'll be a draw. So I'm hoping, because obviously the result with Fulham last night was good for us.
Massive.
Yeah, and we've got the 2 games in hand over them. So I'm hoping.
Who's the other game in hand? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm not sure. I know obviously it's tonight, and I'm not sure who the other one is. Feeling it might be Southampton, but I'm not positive.
Mm.
But it needs to be someone, not Man City or Man United. I still, hand on heart, think we're going to struggle to stay up. But I think tonight will be a massive step towards going towards safety.
Yeah, if we could go 5 points above them, that would be great.
Oh, huge. And I do think that's probably, as I said, the strongest team, minus Wilson.
Mm. I've
been really impressed with Willock since he come in. I think Dummett just offers a little bit more than Lewis in games like this. Lascelles, Clark's unsung for me. I think he's been outstanding since he signed. And Dubravka's number one for a reason. So yep. I'm praying, I'm hoping and praying. Oh, there we go. Someone's just popped up. It's Liverpool away. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
They're well struggling at the moment. Look at the state of them.
They're more likely to go down than us. But yeah, so we need tonight a little bit more, considering it's Liverpool away as the other game in hand. So I've got one for you, Sav, from Austin. Is there any way that Hendrick can redeem himself in your eyes?
Do you know what? I really struggle with the players that get really harsh criticism, because although at times I think it is justified, I think like your likes of Joe Linton, people can take it to a degree where they can start to damage someone's confidence. And I think you can really see it with him at times. Hendrick, do you know what? I've always thought this about him. I'll judge him, or maybe, if he's not managed by Steve Bruce and I have to watch that week in, week out, because he plays that certain system that I don't know. I don't know if he's drowning like Lewis. I always say that Lewis is drowning in Bruce ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hendrick's the same. I think he's very easy to scapegoat and pick on. But yeah, he could. I haven't written him off. He's not been the greatest for us at all by any way, shape or form. But I also think that he's been given an excessively hard time by the fan base. And, you know, it's not his fault, I don't think. What do you think?
I'd agree to a point, but there's a reason he got released by Burnley.
Mm.
And it's not because he's world class. I just don't think he's not the sort of player that we ever want. I don't really see what he offers to the team, and the amount of times I've seen him play this season, more times than not, I've gone, oh Jesus, he's on the pitch. I didn't even realise.
Yeah, I did that.
And unfortunately, he's that sort of player. But I mean, with Lewis, I completely agree with you. I think in a better team, a better system with a better manager, there's no way he's not our first choice left back.
Mm.
Bruce is negative, and just he's so, I don't want to say old, but his tactics are old. And it's like all these pundits at the minute that are backing him and slagging off the fans, the dinosaurs that are still living in the 90s that think football now is the same as it was then. And unfortunately, it's not. It's a modern era where football's completely changed. Yes, as fans, we do live in the past because that's all we've got. If you don't live in the past, then what are you celebrating?
Yeah.
But if they got more modern players on, then they'd have better opinions about the game. I mean, I saw the Merson interview today, and the man can't even pronounce half the players' names. And I'm not even talking about modern ones. I'm talking about older ones. So I just think we need change at the club, and hopefully it comes sooner rather than later. But I think I put a tweet out earlier saying Bruce will only walk away just before the fans are allowed back in, because he won't want that level of aggression towards him, because he's still convinced that the fans love him, and we don't.
I don't think he is, though. I think he just puts that front on because the fans aren't there to show him up. That's why, like as you said, you walk away just before the fans come back. Yeah. Because then he hasn't got to face up to it. I think he knows, but I suppose he don't really want to sit there and say everyone hates me and there's banners going up all around St James's Park, you know, with my face on and no one likes me, because, you know, he said himself he's had death threats, so he's obviously acknowledged of it.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't think he ever realised the magnitude of the job. I think that's one of the main problems. He didn't realise how big it was. I know we've not been top 6 for 13, 14 years, but we're still one of the biggest clubs in England, if not Europe, and the job's massive. But hopefully one day we'll get what we deserve, well, what we think we deserve. I think we deserve it. We've had plenty of rubbish throughout the years.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'll not swear again because I'll kicked off the stream.
No, sorry.
But going back tonight, so you're going for a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I'm going to be positive. It's really hard to be positive when you've seen us play this season, but I do agree with you. I do think that we're playing better than what we were. I just wish that we could consistently keep that up through the 90 minutes. I think fitness is a big issue for our squad at the moment. And I think it's to do with, I think personally, it's to do with the training. 3 days a week is not enough. And even if they're doing their gym bits at home on the days off, if you're trying to work through a new system of how to play, those players have all got to work together and play together at the same time. So I just wish that he would see that. But apparently that's not what the science says. So I'm obviously wrong.
The science is wrong, Sam. We know that. What do we know? There you go. Austin's back to your 2-1 win.
Yeah.
He hasn't said who he's backed it for, but, he's back to 2-1 win. So that's what we're going with. As I say, I do think we'll win. I think people tend to forget they're only one place above us in the league. They're not a brilliant football team. The Amex isn't exactly somewhere to be scared of going. I mean, I remember that absolute worldie from the Army down there a few years ago. Different class. I mean, how people say he didn't mean it is beyond me. That heel flick, unreal. So I genuinely do think we'll win. And I have backed it. I've put my money there, so I will be crying at the end of the game if it doesn't come in because it's a long time till payday. But we're going for it.
Yeah, I've put a bet on to win, and I've also put a bet on Willett to get a goal because I keep putting a bet on him to get a goal, and it's not happening. So it's got to happen sometime.
After listening to our main man from the Arsenal, Mr. Big Gunner, talking him up. I just hope he comes good. Austin's just made a good point that Brighton have actually only won once at home all season against Spurs. So it's there for us to take. It's a massive opportunity for us to gain ground. We should not be sitting 17th in the league. Even with Bruce as manager, we've got such a good squad. No matter how you look at it, the squad's decent. It's probably a better squad than we've had the last few years. So we can hope and dream. I think we'll be all right tonight.
Yeah, I just think we've got to go out there and just play positively. We always seem to start well.
Yeah.
And we look really in control and it's like, oh, brilliant. But then it starts to fall off. And that's just the bit that I hope that, they've worked on for tonight because they've got to start putting in the effort now because if we drop points, that could be it's obviously going to be the difference between going down and staying up because we are in that sort of situation now.
Yeah, these are the games we need to be taking something from.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the teams around us. Everyone's going, oh, yeah, but it's the Newcastle thing to do to go and beat Man City. I don't care if we beat Man City. We need to be beating Brighton and Southampton and Fulham. They're the teams we need to be beating and moving on from. So, fingers crossed is all I'm going to say. Hope for the best. That's it. Get on the vodka early because you're going to need it.
I'll be asleep by the end of the game. I'm just too old for it.
Might be for the best.
Yeah, it might be actually. And then I'll forget all about it, that it ever happens, and I'll have a lovely day tomorrow. That's
it. And you don't need to talk about it on the Steve Show. Just talk about something exciting.
I tend to deviate anyway and talk about something else. I don't realise I do it. And then by the time I get back to topic, I'm like, what on earth was that about?
Well, at least on Thursday, we can talk about happy times.
Yes, definitely.
Because you're joining me Thursday, aren't you?
I am.
Brilliant. We've got you, we've got Sam, and we've got Kendall joining us on Thursday. So that should be something very, very decent. And we're going to get the numbers in, and we're going to be the best show on the channel for a long time. But that is us for tonight. We're going to leave it short and sweet, just with our predictions, and hopefully the Magpies bring it home for us tonight. That's me. Good night. Thank you very much, Sav.
Yep. Good night. Let's hope we win, because if we don't, we'll all be crying and arguing on Twitter, and I just can't bear it.
I can. I find it funny, and I'll be poor, so we'll go for that. Right.